just a quick preface. I made this video several weeks ago, but just didn't have the bandwidth to upload it. I think that problem's been solved now. So here it is. It has two parts. The second part is for dog lovers. Blondie speaks her piece. Hi everyone. I don't know if you can see behind me, but it is pouring. And we're really glad to have this rain because since we've been here, Alaska has been bone dry. So today's an inside day and a chance for me to work on videos. So here's what we've been up to. Since our arrival almost 3 weeks ago to Sailboat Cove and the off-the-grid home of John and Christy, we have been bouncing from one crisis to another. Lee arrived, fully expecting to help John put up siding in the barn. Some of that has been accomplished. Christy's garden vegetable processing room now has a completed ceiling, and the tractor workshop portion has been partially done. But crises intrude, and this project is currently in limbo. The crises are shaped by two common themes: energy and water. The energy crisis is centered around the steady deterioration of the batteries, the difficulty and cost of shipping lithium-ion batteries to Alaska, and generator woes. Lee's knowledge of electricity and wiring is being put to work. Our water issues are a result of Kodiak's dry, hot summer. I threw shorts into our suitcase as an afterthought when Christy wrote how warm the summer had been. Much to our surprise, the first week here, we lived in shorts and short sleeves. We can smell the smoke from fires on the mainland, and often we are greeted to a smoky dawn. What a change from last year. The stream became a trickle, and John rescued Dolly Varden trout from the drying stream bed and placed them in a pond where hopefully they will survive. The water sources for the upper greenhouse and the house, two springs up the hillside, have run dry, necessitating the laying of hose to carry water from the stream to meet the house water needs. This was a good time to clean the house water tank, which had last been cleaned 5 years ago, and there was a slurry of mud in the bottom. Because our drinking water source was no longer from the spring, but is being pulled from the stream, it was necessary to take precautions against the Giardia parasite. Luckily, Christy had a 0.5 micron filter and filter housing. So, in addition to the sedimentary filters already in place, John and Lee installed the 0.5 micron filter under the sink. It was half an hour before lunch when Lee and John decided to tackle this job, which they estimated would only be a 15-minute job, which stretched to 2 days once they discovered a couple of leaks under the kitchen sink. It seems to be the way everything has gone here at Sailboat Cove. I have spent many peaceful hours pulling weeds in the garden. It is very soothing to sit in the sun, listen to the lapping of the waves, and watch the boat traffic out in the strait between Kodiak and Spruce Island. It is also a joy to cook with the fresh produce from Christy's garden. We are by no means isolated. We have several visitors a week, and it was a pleasure to have a visit from Howard and Ginny, two Australian sailors aboard Festina Lente, who arrived in Alaska earlier this summer via Korea and Japan. Just yesterday, Preston, owner of the fishing vessel Northwest Odyssey, the fishing vessel John has been keeping an eye on, and his 11-year-old son Hudson, flew in from a hunting trip in the mountains of Kodiak and gifted us with a shoulder from a huge mountain goat Hudson had shot. We haven't had much time for extra trips. We did make a day trip into Kodiak for groceries and supplies. The propane tanks were filled and more gasoline was purchased for the generator. Thank goodness for the DSR power wagon. Our one fun trip was over to Soldiers to see the salmon massed to run up the river. Due to the drought conditions, all the rivers are extremely low, and this year's salmon run is in jeopardy. We visited Soldiers at low tide, and some salmon were waiting for more water. In spite of the state of the tide, others were making the perilous journey and sometimes flopping out of the stream in a valiant effort to get upstream. The bear trails inland are obvious, but no bears were spotted. Each day, I am grateful to be here, surrounded by this natural beauty. We are extremely lucky to have John and Christy welcome us into their home and share laughs with us around the table as we eat the bounty Sailboat Cove has to offer. And now, another perspective.
Hola, my name is Blondie, and for those of you who don't know me, I am 3 years old and was born in Colonia Paraje, Guaymas, Mexico. When I was 6 months old, skinny, tired, and scarred from living on the streets, I went to beg in the boatyard. That is where I met my loved ones. My sister, who I last saw 8 months ago, is not as lucky as me. She is hanging out with street thugs, and this could have been me. Here I am with my curly-haired loved one, and here's my three-legged loved one, my protector. Here are my loved ones from paradise. Even though I first met these loved ones in the boatyard, they are from paradise. Dancing man and cookies. This is my second time to visit paradise. My days are completely filled with patrolling for voles that attack the garden. Here I am making a confirmed kill. And here is that pesky weasel, my competitor in the vole killing department, scolding me for taking away business. I also supervise projects. Here, my loved ones are doing something loud and looking busy. I think they look funny in their shorts and boots. I visited a big boat. Look, cork floors and yummy smelling decks. I have also become a good swimmer chasing salmon. Now I am under close supervision ever since I began home delivery of salmon. They tell me it will only be for a couple more weeks, and then I will be free to roam paradise again. Hasta la próxima vez. It looks like we may be able to take part in the delivery of Northwest Odyssey down toward the Aleutians. Join us in the next episode to see what happens. So until then,